What's up, guys? Welcome to A Reseller's Life. My name is Chris. Thank you so much for joining me. In today's episode, I'm going to go over 3 surprising things about reselling that I have noticed recently, and I want to get straight into it. So smash the like button and consider subscribing, because I give you guys 1 to 3 tips in every video to help you build your store. Tip number 1, this is very unusual, and I have to say that I think it's getting slightly easier to become a reseller, and the reason is because less people are reselling seriously. Now, there are people that are definitely reselling in general, but there's a lot less people who are doing it for a living, and I think that's because people are starting to understand how much work goes into this. So there's a lot involved when it comes to reselling. There is getting items in, there's a lot of sorting, prepping, grading, testing. This is not as easy as it looks. It is, in my opinion, one of the easier businesses to start. That doesn't mean that it's actually easy, though. The reason why it's easier than most businesses is you do not have to make the product or do the marketing for the product. All you have to do is find profitable products. That's the hard part. No one said it was easy, but it is simple. You have to find items that have a good brand and good marketing already built into them. So if Ariat spent a lot of money building, marketing, and making their boots really high condition, you don't have to do any of that. All you have to do is find Ariat boots and list them for sale. From my experience so far, there's a lot less people than, let's say, 2 years ago when I was getting into the game. There were way more people trying to do this for a living. That was like the heyday of Amazon FBA. Everyone had a $2,000 course on how to do it. But now the information is super duper clean, and I feel like most people understand exactly what it takes to resell. They know how many items they need, they know how much budget it takes, they know what kind of skills that you need to actually pull it off. So I think now with the information sort of leveling, there's not really any secrets that haven't been told when it comes to reselling. It's mainly just getting relationships and making sure you have systems to get it through your store. And I'm gonna go into 2 more really surprising things that I have noticed recently. Okay, I'm in the other unit. Surprising thing number 2. This might come to as a shock to a lot of people, which is growth in reselling is not linear. Meaning you don't really grow like consistently over time. That has not been my experience. It's been incremental. You'll do something a little bit different, you'll jump up a level. So when I first started this in this public store, you can see that in November, I started at 0 items and I grew at 500 a week-ish for about 3 months until the store was at around 4,000 listings, and I was stuck there for a while until I figured out a second employee. And then you would think it would grow a lot more than that, but it only went from 4,000 to 5,000 when I got a second employee. So that was kind of not what I would expect. So people were thinking, oh, you know what? If this is how much I'm doing and I just do twice as much, I'll make twice as much money. That has not been my experience. It's been sort of incremental. Sometimes you do something that doesn't make sense and your business grows a lot. And sometimes you'll do something like place twice as big of an order and make half as much money. Or you'll list 400 items instead of 200 items and you'll make the same amount of money with the same amount of traffic. You've got to do things that adjust your store and get your traffic to move up and the conversion rate to stay the same. It's not really like just do 2 instead of 1, you earn twice as much money. Just for me, I found that very surprising, because you would think it's just list more, make more, but that has not been my personal experience. Let me know in the comment section below if that's been the truth for you. Okay, tip number 3. There's actually a really good bonus tip after this tip, so make sure you stay all the way to the end of the video. Surprising tip number 3 is that the people who are successful at reselling are actually the ones that don't mind change or challenge. And these are the same kind of people who might work a really long day at their day job and come home and do a crossword puzzle or a Sudoku or some kind of puzzle or game at the end of the day, even after working a long day, because they're just naturally interested in problem solving. When you resell, you're going to find out quickly that it's not very predictable. So many things happen that you do not expect. Like, as an example, right now there's a TV show called Extreme Unboxing, and it's causing the price of pallets to go up for no reason. People are just recreationally buying pallets. So for right now, I'm kind of staying away from those liquidation boxes because the prices are way too high, but that's okay because I know those people are just recreational. The actual serious sellers are understanding this takes a lot more work than people think, so they're actually backing off a little bit, which means there's plenty of opportunities in there for those that are patient and enjoy the challenge. I actually have a few more bonus tips in this video, but I just want to go over that each system that I have made over the past few years has been garbage compared to the current system. Like my first system of inventory was pile on the floor one, pile on the floor two, pile on the floor three. Then I was like, okay, that's not going to work. I am not being able to find things. It's taking too long and I'm losing items and it's not efficient. So I got shelves, right? So I got different kinds of shelves. Unfortunately, not all my shelves are uniform. Until I could afford more expensive shelves, I just bought whatever the cheapest shelves were and I just stacked my items on the bins. Then I would wait for a sale like at Target and get these bins at $4 or $5 depending on what deal they were at. Then I switched to the cardboard, right? And even with the cardboard, I had to experiment with different sizes, different lengths, different heights, different thicknesses, just because it takes time to work into some kind of a system that works for you. Everybody's resale business is different. I keep hearing there's just one way to do it. Who is saying that? People keep messaging me saying this is the way to do it. Says who? There's so many people. And I have to reiterate this all the time. My channel is not called Chris's opinion is more important than yours. I don't know where that comes from. I'm just sharing things that I'm doing, including all the things that suck. And hopefully you can make up your own mind, make your own decision on how you want to run your business. I'm just letting you know, in my system, there's like 10 old systems. Each time I grow into something a little bit better, and it is what it is. It's not going to be perfect. I'm not expecting it to be perfect. And I think it's important for everyone to understand it's going to take time to build a system that you're looking for. We're about to live life on our own terms. Okay, meaning you want to do whatever you want, whenever you like, with whoever you want. That is a lot to ask. Okay, I understand we live in an entitled generation, but you're essentially asking for everything. Listen to that statement that you want to do whatever you want, whenever you want, however you want, with whatever things you want. That is expensive, and you have to have a lot of time and resources to do that. And in order to get to that level, you've got to build something amazing, and that's going to take some time. Most people live paycheck to paycheck, and the only point of them existing is to pay bills and die, right? Let's not be like that. Let's try to achieve something more than that by just slowly improving over time, trying to engage in daily refinement, slowly improving systems over time. And for me, it has been a learning journey this entire time, and I've sort of learned to stay out of the drama and just stay in the daily improvement and just focus on the important stuff. And guess what? If you focus on the important stuff takes all day, right? At the end of the day, there is no drama. There's no time left for drama, right? So you just make time for things that are important in your life. Slowly but surely start changing your system and adjusting it. Back here, these are all empty shelves because this system is outdated. I actually have extra room in the back of my second unit. So I have 800 square feet. That's also a very common question. Back here in the back of the second unit, I don't use this space at all. So I have a little extra room. What I'm thinking of doing is moving the system back a little bit so the front of the unit I can process 4 pallets. I think that's going to be how I do it. In the future, I'm going to get stuff coming to me more often, and how I'm going to approach that I'm going to go over in future videos with you guys. But mainly I want to move towards business to business. What does that mean? That means I want to work with businesses, not people. Like, I want to work with Goodwill directly. I don't want to go to one garage sale at a time, because when people donate stuff at Goodwill, they get thousands of people's donations. I want to get the cream of the crop. I want to work out some kind of deal where we can do business in the long term. Of course, that's easier said than done, but who said this is going to be easy? It's simple. Simple is not the same thing as easy. Simple means you just get inventory into your system, you list it, you photograph it, you make sure your customer service is on point, you ship on time, and you manage your finances well. That's simple, but hardly anybody does that. To give you guys a little bit of reassurance, the average full-time reseller from my experience is making less than $2,000 a month, right? That's not very much money. That's less than McDonald's for sure. McDonald's, if you earn, I think $13 an hour, you would make more than most resellers because they don't have all these systems in place. It takes time. Those that do have a system in place though, they actually buy that freedom. You can now take a 2-month vacation if you want to. Now you have extra savings. And also, if you do manage to actually grow your business, you're going to learn huge things like being frugal. I don't know anyone that has built a huge business that's not naturally frugal, because what being frugal does is it allows you to be efficient in everything that you do, and it saves you so much time, and that translates into more productivity, which means freedom. Okay, you have to be really, really, really productive. People say, well, I'm just gonna work smart. People that say that usually don't work very hard, and it ends up negating how much effort they put into versus the output that they have. Meaning they work smart for an hour and end up making less money than someone that works dumb for 10 hours. So you've got to do both. Okay, you got to work smart and hard and focus and actually improve your business day after day. I appreciate you guys making it this far into the video, and I want to ask you a favor. Please smash the like button. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm, helps other people find my channel that are like-minded and looking for ways to grow their e-commerce business. So this should not be a shock to any of you, but I'm going to plug my reseller field guide. There's a digital course that's $35 with code YouTube. If you get the physical guide, it's an extra $30. In this, you can track all your progress. I think it's actually more important than the informational part, to be honest, because you can only do so much every single day, and it's nice to actually see how far you've come. So in here, I ask specific questions like, what are you working on specifically today that has the most impact on your goal? And what would make this process great? And it's important to think that way every single day with every single process. That's going to help you to the next level. That's how all of these journals work. They just make you focus on what's important and make you forget the rest. Also, it asks, what could I have done to make today better? And this is how I'm approaching everything, including my YouTube channel. What could I do to make my YouTube channel better? And I've decided that offering 1 to 3 tips that people can do right now is the best way for people to consume my content. Ideally, you would log into YouTube, watch my video, think of some kind of interesting thing, and then go do it. I am trying to be people's default shipping music. While you're shipping your items for the day, listen to me, get some kind of an idea, write down in the book something that you want to try over the next few days, and that really helps my channel, and it really helps you grow your business. So if you can't afford the guide, just email me at chris@dailyrefinement.com and we will work something out. I'm trying to make it affordable. I actually think it's worth $150, and I priced it at that point, and some people do buy it, but I get a lot of questions saying, I can't afford it right now for whatever reason, and that's fine. So I want to work it out with people. I don't want this information to be inaccessible for most people, but to be honest, you really don't need to spend money on anything other than inventory to practice. You can't learn reselling by reading. You've got to learn reselling by trying it. Feel free to email me at chris@dailyrefinement.com. If you have any questions, I'm happy to help. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next show. Take care.